guys, it's Rachel here, and it's been a long time since I filmed a video, and I'm sorry. I have been in a weird filming mood and reading mood lately, and so I haven't really been feeling the urge to film, but I decided I wanted to go ahead and film for you guys my August wrap-up. I actually had a fantastic reading month this month and read quite a few things, and I figured that I should share it with you. My next video is going to be a wedding update because we are now pretty much a little over a month away from my wedding date. I think it's like 40 days. I'm going to be sharing with you guys a wedding update, and I'm very excited about it. I do have a couple of books to show you guys that I did end up reading for the booktubeathon that happened this month, and I'm just going to briefly go over those because I did film a full wrap-up for it. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get this started. So the first book that I ended up reading this month was going to be The Book of Ivy by Amy Engel, and this was a really random book for me to pick up. But one day I was just browsing my shelves and this is what called out to me. I read this in pretty much a day. If you guys don't know what this follows a dystopian world in which like a post-apocalyptic event happened and the world fell apart kind of thing, and now there is this like two different classes of people, the rich and the poor, and every year one male from the rich side has to marry one poor girl from the poor side, and that is supposed to like balance things out so that everything stays the way it's supposed to. And our main character Ivy ends up having to marry the president's son, and her ultimate goal is to kill him. Obviously this does not happen. I mean, this was your pretty standard dystopian book. However, I really enjoyed it, and I do look forward to the next book, The Revolution of Ivy, when it comes out in November. The next thing that I ended up reading this month was going to be the first 5 single issues that make up volume 1 of SpiderGwen. I enjoyed it, I guess. I really enjoy the artwork for this. It was really awesome. If you guys don't know, this is pretty much going on the take that Gwen Stacy was bitten by the spider, not Peter Parker. And yeah, it was okay. I was really confused. Didn't really know what was going on. This one, I think that you have to like know a lot of Spider-Man world, Spider-Man universe, Marvel universe to really get a good grasp of what's going on. I actually don't think that they're going to continue with this. I think that they're actually just went into the Secret Wars run. So I don't know. These were okay. I'm glad I have them for my collection, but these weren't my favorite thing ever. I think I gave these all as a total probably a 3.5 or 4 stars. The next book that I read this month was, if not my favorite, close to my favorite, and that's going to be Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. I have had this on my shelf for a really long time, and I figured that it was finally time, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed this. It's hard for me to explain what this is about. We follow 4 main characters. We have Cleo, Magnus, Jonas, and Lucia, and each of them are from kind of different walks of lives and different kingdoms. Well, Magnus and Lucia are from the same kingdom, but they have a really interesting storyline. The best way that I can describe this is that each kingdom is vying to be the ruler of all the kingdoms, I guess you could say. It's kind of like I guess you could say kind of like a Game of Thrones kind of feel. Young adult Game of Thrones is what it's been compared to, and I think that I can agree with that. This was really good. I really enjoyed this. I really loved Magnus's storyline. I really enjoyed Cleo's storyline at the end. Jonas towards the end, I did enjoy his storyline, but I didn't like it at the beginning. Sometimes I found Cleo kind of annoying, and Lucia is kind of whatever for me right now, but I really enjoyed Magnus's character. I am quite looking forward to reading the next book in the series, which I believe is Rebel Springs, and yeah, I really enjoyed this. I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Next this month I picked up Stormfront by Jim Butcher. This is the first book in the Massive Dresden Files series by Jim Butcher. This follows a main character named Harry Dresden, and he is a wizard detective, and so pretty much he has this like private investigative business where people contact him and pay him, and he helps them find lost things and such. I am only 104 pages into this, and unfortunately I am really not enjoying this as much as I had hoped to. I was originally going to read this with Shannon from the Leaning Lights, and then I ended up not picking it up. And then I kind of buddy read some of it with Sana from Inkbones Books because I got this for her birthday, and she ended up reading it pretty quickly, but I just am not enjoying it as much as I had hoped to. For me, this is the first book in a massive series. I mean, there's like 24 or 25 books in the series, and this pretty much for me is like a first book syndrome series kind of thing, where you're getting a lot of like backstory on Harry, you're getting a lot of backstory on how he works, how things work in this world. But to me, the writing style is very simple, and I don't necessarily know that I like the point of view writing style either. It's okay. It's okay. This is shaping up to be probably a 3-star book out of me when I do finish it. I am not pushing myself to finish this though, because I don't want to put myself in a slump, but I end up picking this up for a small amount of time, and then I put it down because it's just not calling to me. Like I said, I'm 100 pages in. It's only a 300-page book, so I've got like 200 pages left, and I'll be slowly reading this until I finish it. Next, I ended up reading the first volume of Runaways, which is a, like, I think it's a Marvel, I could be wrong, but I believe it's a Marvel Universe storyline that follows, I think it was 5 young youths that they find out that their parents are super villains, and they don't know what to do about it. It was okay for me. I also didn't enjoy this one as much as I had hoped to. It was not anything spectacular, but I enjoyed it okay. I'm not 100% sure yet if I'm going to continue with it. Maybe I'll pick it up here and there if I want to, because it is on Scribd, but it's not something that's like calling out to me. But I did enjoy this one okay, and I think I gave this around a 3 stars. And then the next thing I read was another kind of graphic novel, and this was going to be Dead Inside, or it's called Dead Inside, or something like this. It's a zombie pre-apocalyptic / apocalyptic graphic novel, which is pretty much this huge compilation of like ripped up notes, receipts, papers, all kinds of things that people have written on, that's telling people about how of the fall of mankind due to this flu that is starting to kill people, and now they're starting to wake up and starting to bite people, and it kind of follows through this long process. Unfortunately, it's an ongoing kind of series, and so it is not finished, so it doesn't end. It just kind of just stops, and it doesn't really, there's no resolve. You have to keep going in different graphic novels or different books of it to know what happens. I enjoyed this one. I think that the style was really interesting, where you got like ripped up receipts saying, if I've been bitten, just kill me, or will trade sex for ammo or shelter, and it really interesting. I enjoyed it. If you guys are interested in it, I will link it down below if you guys want to check it out. It's not anything like groundbreaking, but it is pretty neat. And then finally, the reason that I kind of stopped reading Stormfront was because I requested an arc from Houghton Mifflin Harcourt, and I didn't think I was gonna get it, and I ended up getting it. I had originally requested this on NetGalley, and I was approved, and then the formatting didn't work out for my Kindle, so I kind of just took the plunge, and I emailed this publisher and requested the arc, and they sent it to me, and that one's going to be Vengeance Road by Erin Bowman. This was so good. This was the last thing that I read this month, and I absolutely loved it. I have a written review for this. I will go ahead and link it down below, and I'm also going to be doing a mashup review with this one, Everything and Another Day. But I really enjoyed this one. This one comes out on September 1st, so I'm not sure if this video is going to be out before September 1st or on September 1st. We will see. But this follows a main character named Kate, and Kate is 18 years old, and she lives in the Wild West. At the beginning of our story, her father is brutally murdered by this gang, and she has no idea why. but she goes on this long journey to try and find this gang that murdered her father to get revenge. Along the way, she meets two guys that help her out. They're supposed to protect her, but another interesting plotline of this is that at the beginning of our story, Kate is disguised herself as a male or a boy, because in this time period it is better to go unnoticed and look like a guy than it is to be a girl unmarried. And I loved this book so freaking much. When I do my video review, my mashup video review, I will go a little bit more into depth with this. This may be my favorite book of the month, or this might go on my top 10 of the year. I really enjoyed Vengeance Road, and I can't thank Houghton Mifflin Harcourt enough for sending me an arc of this. I loved it, and this was really good, you guys. So yeah, those are all of the books that I ended up reading this month, all of the things I read this month. It was a lot, I know, but I had a really good reading month. Now we're going into September, and Queen of Shadow comes out on the 1st. I have that pre-ordered, and I don't know what's got in store with what I got in store. There's a lot of things going on with my life right now, obviously, marriage stuff. But yeah, thanks guys so much for commenting, liking, subscribing, and for sticking with me and my dog. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.